Danny Mendick injured in last night's ball game, or yesterday's ball game, I should say. And then Adam Engel comes out of that one. Both those guys wind up on the IL. Steve, you want to talk about who has replaced them?
Yeah, so obviously your baby boy, Gavin Sheets, making the return here to the corner.
Very happy to see
Shields.
that. Very happy.
He was inspired, and he went out there and he hit a double for you here tonight. So you have to be a proud papa with that. And then in the probably most surprising move, hence I had to wear my Birmingham Barons shirt tonight in honor of his call-up, Mr. Lenyn Sosa, getting the call straight from AA Birmingham, where he was raking down there in the Southern League, where White Sox positional prospects usually go to die. In the column that I wrote earlier today, kind of broke down some of his offensive numbers that he's had as a 22-year-old in the Southern League, which is a very pitching dominant league. And you can also look at some of the comparisons between him and a couple of highly touted Sox prospects of recent vintage in Luis Robert and Eloy Jimenez. And Sosa's numbers actually fare very comparable to those two guys right there. So there's some significant optimism with adding him into the fold here. It's going to be interesting to see how he adjusts, making the jump and skipping AAA completely. So I think we may need to temper our enthusiasm a little bit, but this is a guy that showed that being able to hit in that ballpark in that league, there's something there.
Steve, do you think that this is just something that's crept into my mind as a White Sox fan? The Sox have some positional needs. Obviously he's a middle infielder. That is an area where the Sox need something. But there's also a back end of a bullpen that is in desperate need right now of some help as well. Do you think this call-up kind of reeks as potential trade showcase, or is he actually someone that's going to stick with this White Sox team should the worst be assumed for the rest of this middle infield and be a potential Rick Hahn solution? I'm kind of curious what your thoughts are here. Is he trade bait, or is he the real deal?
It's really hard to say on that. And I know that there's a little bit of a cop-out to make right there. But this is a guy that if he continues the progression that he has shown this year as a 22-year-old, could be a long-term solution potentially at second base. And that has been a black hole for this team for about a decade now, if we're being completely honest with ourselves here. So you have to be intrigued by what he can bring to the position. And the fact that he was able to hit 14 home runs in half a season in AA Birmingham, providing some power at that position would be very important. And we've seen the most telling graphic from this ballgame today that has really surmised the issues that this team has had so far this season. They've been out homered 46-30 in their home ballpark. That's a problem. Okay. I've said it once. I've said it 27,000 times. In the year of our Lord 2022, ball go far, team go far. When you are getting out homered significantly in a home run hitting ballpark, bad things are going to happen to you. Sox had 9 hits tonight, 5 singles, 4 doubles. You're not going to win very many baseball games when that happens. So Sosa being a guy that could potentially provide some pop down the lower third of the lineup at the second base position primarily, there's significant value to that. At the same time, to your point, there are obvious needs that this team has to address if they do believe that they're a contender. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have real doubts right now that this ship is going to be right. We keep seeing this happen over and over again. You keep having hope that, maybe this team is going to be fully assembled at some point, and then Danny Mendick goes down and you lose him for the year, and he was providing you with a little bit of a spark. And then Josh Harrison gets hit on the back elbow today with a pitch. So they are just so snake bitten that it's very hard to believe that this thing is going to get to a point where they're going to be in a position to make this matter. And, they're 4.5 games out. They're 5 games back in the loss column of Cleveland. I have a really hard time envisioning a scenario where you can trade someone like Lenyn Sosa for a bullpen piece this season, because I just don't see it.